Okay, so today we are going to be going over lesson 6.4.2, and it is using the same percent equation that we used yesterday. So let's just review what that includes. So here's our percent equation. A equals P percent times B. And remember some helpful hints. A is the part or the is. So right here would be our part or is. P is your percent, which you would write as a decimal. And B is your base, your whole, or your of. So now looking at this problem, 54 is what percent of 150? So right here, I know that 54 is going with my is. 54 is what percent, that is what I'm looking for. So I am looking for my percent of what number? So I'm going to color code up here as well. So my of goes with my B. So I'm going to plug that in right here. My percent goes with my P. And remember, I need to write it as a decimal. And then my is, which is 54, goes with the A. So now I'm going to go ahead and plug those numbers in. So 54 is, which you can write as an equal sign, what percent, so I don't know, I'm going to put that as a P, times 150. So I am trying to get P by itself, and P is being multiplied by 150. So the inverse operation would be to divide. So I'm going to divide this side by 150 and divide 54 by 150. And right here is where a lot of you are going to make mistakes. So remember, in and out. So the 54 goes on the inside. The 150 goes on the outside. And I need to do long division. So 150 can't go into 54. So I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. 150 can go into 540. Let's see. Goes in there 3 times, and that equals 450. I would go ahead and subtract 0 minus, or 5 minus 4, we can't do that, 0. This would give you 4, 14. So 0, 14 minus 5 would give you 9. This would give you 0. And then I'd bring down an extra 0. So 150 can go into 900, a total of 6 times. 6 times 150 equals 900, and that would be the end. So 0.36 equals P. Now because I want a percent, I need to turn this decimal into a percent. So I times by 100. So 36% would be my answer. So the hardest part of this for most of you is going to be doing your division and checking your answers twice. Okay, let's go ahead and try another one. So 50 is what percent of 250? So it would be 50 is, I'm looking for my percent, what percent of 250? So in order to isolate my variable, I need to do the inverse operation of multiplication. So I would divide by 250 and divide by 250 over here. So in and out, so 50 goes on my inside, and 250 would go on the outside. So can 250 go into 50? No, it can't. So I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. 250 goes into 500 2 times. 2 times 250 equals 500. I would subtract, I get 0. So 0.2 equals my percent. Now how do I write that as a percent, my decimal? I would times by 100 and move this decimal 1, 2. So 20 equals P. So the answer would be 20%. So in an answer column, you would write 20%. Make sure you don't forget the percent sign there. Okay, so here we have a word problem. A salesperson sells a laptop computer for $3,100. The commission on the sales is 8%. How much is the commission? Okay, so this is the whole part I'm looking for. And this would be my percent, and the commission is just the part. So the commission's how much someone makes off of a sale. So when you go back to your equation, we know that our A is our part. So A equals P% times B. So A equals P% times B. And our A is our part, or our is, and our B is our whole. So 3,100 is the whole percent, so now I write 0.08%, and since 3,100 is the whole, that would be my B, and I'm looking for the part, or the commission. So now I need to do, sorry, that's supposed to be a times single there, 0.08 times 3,100, so 3,100 times 0.08, 8 times 0 is 8, 0. 8 times 0 is 0, 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 3 is 24. Now I need to move my decimal 1, 2, so 1, 2. So A equals 248. So the commission they made was $248. Okay, so here is another one. A closing salesperson sells a suit for $350. The salesperson receives an 8% commission on the sale. How much is the commission? So we can do what we did in the last problem, and we know that the commission, that word right there, is a part of the whole. So they sold the suit for the whole of $350. So A equals, I need to write 8% as a decimal, so I'd move the decimal 1, 2. So 0.08 times 350. And I'm using the X symbol as times just because it's a little easier to see than the dot. So now I need to go ahead and solve this. So 350 times 0.08. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 5 is 40, so the 0 goes here. I carry the 4. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 4 is 28. And then I need to move my decimal 1, 2, 2 spots, so 1, 2. So A equals 28. So the commission this person made is $28. If you check to make sure that makes sense, yeah, it was about 10% of 350. Okay, so this is your homework for tonight. Go ahead and pause and write this down and get started on it.